Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M24 Chaffee. It's a tier 5 American light tank. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka, and this one is under the command of Goliath Killer 1. Now he's armed with a 75mm gun, 110 Alpha, penetrating 96mm of armour, and he's only loaded standard AP, no APCR, no HE at all. Well, this is a light tank with a fairly good turn of speed. He's getting up to around about 62-63 kilometers an hour, and it's got decent camo qualities like any light tank really, but well, he's just going to play as a light tank this time rather than as Arty, because that's what he normally does, Goliath Killer. And he's found a few enemies already, a T-67, and he's been spotted. Now remember, he's already been spotted, so he's probably going to take some incoming rounds very shortly. You can see one mark on the barrel, so he's obviously played this little light tank quite a lot, and he's taking a huge risk doing what he's doing right now. He's well into enemy territory, across the line, but that Sherman's going for it. He's obviously got a death wish. It's a tier 5 game, so he's top tier, but really it's a bit dangerous doing what he's doing right now, because he's actually driving towards the tank destroyers on the west side of the map. And he's found an AMX ELC instead. So yeah, he needs to maneuver quickly, because that thing is, well, if he's got the 90mm gun, oh, he fires one in at close range. It's the 75mm gun, and he takes him out with the second shot. Cuts back into cover. There's obviously nobody on this side of the battlefield. Looks like the enemy has focused all their forces on the centre and the hill. KD-1S. And he's taking fire. He's been stunned. He's not locking on though. He's not auto-aiming on. Should be. Now he's locked on. That's better. And doing a death circle, but there's some enemy over there, and he needs to be careful of them, because the Striv M42 could have damaged him. So could the Striv. So could the M41, but the M41 does take a round. He's been tracked. Fixes his tracks. You get so vulnerable once you get tracked in this thing. There's another M41 over there. His engine's been damaged as well, which now makes him incredibly vulnerable. He's so slow. I'm surprised the M41 hasn't tried to kill him already. Oh, that's the reason why. He was just too busy. He's been spotted. I think there's an enemy light tank up on top of the hill, probably saw him, the M7, rather than somebody in these bushes. Oh no, it's the Wolverine who saw him. The Wolverine just fired a round at him. Now he needs to really just act as a spotter for the moment, because he doesn't have the speed to get out of the way if the enemy tries to mount a concerted attack. And it's a bit of a concern that that Chaffee is overheaded over here, but he's actually ended up with patrol duty, supposedly, for being the only one spotting 6 of the enemy. Luckily he pulled back just in time to avoid a shot from that Wolverine. Here comes the Chaffee. Pulls back. The Wolverine's dead. That Chaffee's about to die because an ELC's about to go. Oh, there's a gorilla the other side of the railway line. And he just fired. So now he's vulnerable. ELC's going all in. And the Chaffee's trying to save the gorilla. And the Chaffee dies. Now it's time for the gorilla to die. Try not to attack an Arty from the front. You don't want to attack the pointy end, because you might end up being mincemeat. And as an Arty player, Goliath Killer 1 should know that. Ooh, no, climbing up over the edge. There's obviously another Arty in place. Not Arty play, there's somebody up there with HE rounds firing at him. Well, he's going to the cap. I think he's so badly damaged now, he might as well. He says he needs capture points. He's going to the far side of the cap as well, which makes it more difficult for the guys on top of the hill to see him. It might be a better idea for him to actually hide behind that camp, A lot of players tend to leave that camp in place. I always get rid of it, and there's a good reason for doing so, because it's an obstruction that an enemy can hide behind. Well, there's only 3 enemies left now. Rest of the team are homing in on them, and he's fixed his engine. He's going to try and get some shots on that M7. Stug's gone. Only the M7 left. Oh, might get shots on him. No. Oh, it looks like that M7 is actually trolling our T1 Heavy. I think he might actually kill that T1 Heavy. He's doing a ring of death around him, circle of death. And, well, looks like Live Killer 1 might get a chance to cap out after all, because the T1 Heavy is dead. And they might want to end this one quickly. And that's it. It's all over. If he hadn't finished the cap when he did, it's more than likely that M7 would have ended up trying to have a go at Arty. So ending the game when he did actually did help the team. Here's the end of battle result, and it's the first class tank for Goliath Killer 1 in the M24 Chaffee. He did get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points for damage, but for some reason he didn't pick up the patrol duty in this instance. He did get an Invader medal though, for being the only one capping out in the game, getting at least 80 capture points. You don't have to be the only one capping to get an Invader, but you do have to get at least 80 capture points and win the game by capping. His win rate was only 948, but he did do a lot of spotting for the team, you can see in that. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see that the highest actual damage was done by the Churchill 1. He managed to get a high caliber for 1,237 hit points and was the only player to get over 1,000 hit points in damage. Goliath Killer only got 259 hit points in that game. The next high scorer in terms of kills was the Sherman 3 with 3 kills and the M4A1 on the enemy team with 3. Then 2 kills by the KV1, AMX-ELC and Goliath Killer 1, and only 1 tank on the enemy team. Their M7 managed to get 2 kills, but if he'd been allowed to continue in the battle, he probably would have ended up killing all 3 Arty, and he would have ended up with at least 5 kills, so probably better to end the game when he did. When it came to base XP though, it was Goliath Killer 1 who did the best, with 867, 525 to the Sherman and 478 to the Churchill 1. The reason he did so well was because of spotting. Let's have a look at the details. 11 shots fired, 4 direct hits, 3 penetrations, 259 hit points of damage, all at close range. He received 1 hit. It was a penetration, yes, unfortunately. He spotted 7 enemy vehicles, damaged 2 of the enemy, killed 2 of the enemy, and did 1,696 hit points of spotting assist during that game. He also got 100 cap points for capping out. He earned 18,981 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and remember he only fired AP, he actually ended up with 17,435 credits. He received 1 bond for getting the Invader, and 867 base XP times 2 for the first victory took away 1,734 experience points altogether. So not quite an ace tanker. He didn't get the patrol duty, but he did win the game for his team, and he saved his Arty from being wiped out by an M7 on the prowl. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.